OG's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Turn to pick.
The undying waits.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Pick.
Double challenge.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Axe.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban.
Void incarnate.
Radiant team ban. OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
The next label play.
The next label.
The next label play.
The next label play.
Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Pick. 10 seconds remaining.
The next label
Choose your
plane.
hero.
Label plane.
Prepare for battle.
The next label. The next label. The next label plane.
队友呢？
Thank you, Sheever. Thank you very much, Cinder. And how are you doing? It's been such a long time since we've talked. Tell me everything that's happened in the last 10 minutes.
Well, we had a little bit of a break for the players. Apparently one PC crashed as well, which was not on the players' side, I do believe, so that might have delayed the game a little bit. So that happened, but you already know that. And
Thank you, Cinder.
then you're welcome. Just answering your question like a good boy.
Thank you.
Then we had this draft, and
30 seconds to battle.
I feel like Viking, again, I like this more than Game 1. I don't know if I like it more than Game 2. The Undying did not do them any favors in Game 1, but I think this time his matchups will be better in lane, so that's good. I really hope the Invoker will play Quaswex though, which it looks like with he has Quas skilled first off. Usually Exort Invokers will start with Exort. Because you need to match OG's tempo. This game around, they're playing a little bit slower in their strategy. They've picked Enigma and an Omni Knight 5, so a
The
bit
battle
less
begins.
hyper aggression. But their late game is fierce in this as well. So start Quaswex Invoker, transition into Exort later, and then you have that Cataclysm the panel talked about. But I really just want to see Viking really bring it to OG and not just let them farm with these heroes they have.
Yeah, for sure. And the Tornado is going to be really good this game.
Great against Omni.
Great against Omni. It's good in lane in theory against the Resonant Pulse. Haven't personally seen that, but basically the two Ember brothers,
it's
kind of the
decent.
same counter.
Good against Enigma Black Hole.
To not mitigate physical DPS. Indeed, a lot of good uses for that Tornado this game.
I think it's an awesome last pick, to be honest. I don't know if there was a better pick for them in this pool. I really like that they identified this as an Invoker game. And again, it's back to what I want to see out of Boom with more active. If you're playing Shad and Toba the way you are in this team right now against this matchup, I'm not saying this is how they need to play every game, but I think with what we've seen against OG and what we've seen against VP, they just haven't been able to match the tempo. So I think the obvious choice is to bring it out of mid. And this time around, Quaswex Invoker doesn't get much faster than that.
And we're going to see an early TP from Soxa to the top lane, so they might be changing things up here. Perhaps we'll get a kill to start things out, though. Stormhammer onto 2, into the shackle from Soxa. So Axe taking the brunt of this damage. Question is, can they actually finish him off? The right click from Soxa should be enough. I mean, he has one of the highest base damage of any of these like support, maybe the highest actually, of any support type range here in the game. Very, very high indeed. So first blood goes away of OG.
And what OG are running here is something that Team Liquid used a lot at ESL 1 Germany. Ended up winning that tournament, of course. They would run an offlane Enigma, and they would help it a tiny little bit in the start, and then they would just leave. Similar to, again, the logic we've talked to death now with Earth Spirit wanting to rotate. This time around, Enigma can always get something out of the lane by just denying creeps with them on a conversion and finding experience, and then you can tri-lane your own safe lane. And by doing this, they kind of deny Undying what he wants to do here, playing against double strength, because he can get overwhelmed. Undying is not good at being outnumbered in lane. He's really good at even numbers or outnumbering. But 3v2, the hero often falls flat because he just gets, you know, it's a hero that plays on hyper aggression and can get overwhelmed. Already here, Celery is actually in an awkward spot. I think he's gonna die.
Yep, Shackle into the Stormhammer again. Purification to follow, and Soxa expends the Ether Shock, whatever the hell you want to call it, to finish him off. So 2-0 start from OG. We'll see how Viking want to respond to this this setup so far. Do you think that Armis will change lanes, or like does Void even want to solo against Enigma? Like, how do they change the lanes right now?
He really doesn't. Void is going to lose that lane for sure if he's alone.
So you're forced to dual lane this, which means Seb gets all the solo XP he wants.
I mean, you have one option of putting the X, just kind of trying to fend for himself, pulling and farming jungle, and then tri-laning bot to destroy Enigma, or you do this. I think those are the two good options. Going 3 top, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think it's going to pay off enough with OG already having that early laning advantage.
One moment. There we go. Muted. Very good. All right, so Soxa gonna get battle hungered here, but decay to follow as Celery just forcing them out.
Seb is 5-stack bottom.
So, again. Oh yeah.
A lot of damage, but
Purification there from No-Tail, so nice TP support. Armis takes heavy damage as a result, but looks like he will live, although the Eidolon's continuing to chase. And that's actually going to be enough. Seb somehow gets the kill on Armis. Those Eidolons, man. Whew, they really stack up.
So we see this counterplay from OG now, where they have established a foothold in the top lane, so now they feel like they have the ability to rotate away with one hero against this dual lane. And bringing Omni bottom to save Enigma there and get a counter kill, well worth it. It also completely removes Shadow Demon's play in this lane having Omni there. You can always just Heavenly Grace against Shadow Poison, and there's just no aggression coming out of this lane right now from Viking. It's not possible. So Seb will be ensured his farm. They've enabled mid one already. So things are going very, very well for OG in this early portion of the game. I feel like they've enabled all 3 cores.
Look at the mid lane discrepancy in terms of CS. Thompson obviously in the jungle a bit here, but 30-7 versus 20-1. That is not even remotely close at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Crosswix Invoker has a tendency to lose to most heroes in the immediate beginning, if that's something you can say. The first 3 or 4 minutes, it's
the immediate
usually
beginning.
Your damage isn't that your damage isn't that great. Void Spirit has a spell to ensure range creeps in the Resonant Pulse. Let's go to skill this now as well. Getting the Dissimulate out to avoid EMP. So I feel like this is a Void Spirit favorite lane in the first few minutes. That's just how it's going to go most of the time. So I don't think Boom has like really underperformed here. What matters now is what happens on level 6. So Thompson has the 6 first. He's going to walk all the way back to base to refill his bottle. No boots yet. He's going triple null before boots on Void Spirit. So he's probably just coming back to mid to push and farm some more. Like,
yeah, most likely. I mean, Viking,
I reckon they're happy with the side lanes anyway, so he doesn't need to do anything right now.
They do get 3 bounty. I feel like most games we casted them, they get the 3 out of 4 at least at the 5-minute mark pretty consistently. They've been pretty good at that overall. They definitely value that highly. But one thing we should mention is we see some Shadow Poison stack up here against No-Tail, who Heavenly Grace is a little too late there.
A little late, yeah.
But Axe, Toby, last game got off to an ungodly start. Now, I'm not saying he's doing poorly, but it's just not quite the same as last time around. And we saw what happened last time. He ended up getting an early Vanguard and then into the Blink, and then that's when they actually started to lose ground in the game. because remember him being stuck on trying to build a blade mill for like 6-7 minutes or something like that. So let's see if they can get off to a better like snowball potential for an axe. Soxa looking for a little setup here. The ult is popped from mid 1. TP support is on the way, so Soxa and company are going to have to back out of here. Although Thompson's come for support as well. Aether Remnant will connect, but Toby gets off the nice call. Thompson in a bit of trouble, has another after step to use though. Looks like he will finally get the kill, but it might cost him his own life, and indeed it will. So it's a 1 for 2 as Soxa fell as well. So mid 1 forced to back up. So nice TP support there from Viking.
Yeah, really good reaction from Boom. He was there instantly, and they get a good high ground tombstone, and that fight just turns sour really quickly for OG. When you initiate a fight outside the tower like that, you generally want to get the kill really quickly, because Radiant has such a huge positional advantage inherently in that area. But OG felt like they had to start that, let's say, 3 or 4 seconds before Thompson connected, and that was enough time for Invoker to TP in and counterplay the whole move. So very important for Boom to get there immediately. If he waits another couple seconds, they just flat out lose their hero there and get nothing in return.
So Shad on the Void, pretty much, I mean, again, this is not unusual, but he's going Midas again. Game he goes Midas, doesn't matter what hero he plays, it feels like. Although he's only played 2 heroes, basically. As it's like Toby took a spill in the top lane. So Thompson's still in that vicinity, helping out that top lane quite a bit, but that leaves Boom with this siege creep damage to this mid tier 1.
No exort point yet though, so can't alacrity it. He would have loved to be able to do that there. Oh, Sox is showing himself. Boom was thinking about it. He's gonna tank the tower here to keep the push going as much as he can.
Now, meanwhile, bottom lane, No-Tail finds Aramis, and Seb trying to close the gap, but not able to get close enough to get off the old Malefice. So now has Black Hole to work with level 6 versus Shad, who just hits level 6, so Chrono available. But again, they don't really have too much damage to follow this up with. So, unless there's a bunch of stacks of Shadow Poison. As always, there is an Omni Knight to be able to dispel it if needed. He's going to continue to chase here, but he looks like No-Tail's going to run right into both Boom and Celery. EMP goes off, No-Tail. Looks like he's going to be able to get the purification off, but Shad comes in with that bash. Tornado to fall actually connects on 2. Either way, will be enough to take out the Omni Knight.
I don't really feel too good about the rotational. You brought 4 heroes to kill a 5 Omni, and it just means that there's nothing stopping mid 1 right now. He's fully in control of his farm. They're going to double stack here. Effectively by leaving, I really like OG's choice of not bringing Thompson back to mid, because what they did was the Sven is happy to go jungle at this point, and the Shadow Shaman really wants a lane, but I think he feels way less safe top than he does mid. So you put the hero with the elusive spell top in the Thompson Void Spirit, and then you put the Shadow Shaman mid to get this safe farm. So this way you maximize the most possible out of 2 lanes plus jungle. And you know, the only play that I really see for Viking in killing this Void Spirit has to come from a Chrono, right? There's nothing else threatening him. As long as Shad is bottom, I don't see any limit to how far Thompson
gets off the Malefice, and there's a Chrono onto 2. Purification did go off, so Seb's a little bit tankier than normal, but he's gonna just reside in his own death here, trying to create a little bit of space for No-Tail to get away, but that will not happen as he is completely surrounded. So Viking again off to a good start. Can they continue? OG's still with the lead though.
Yes, they're only playing 2 lanes. That's the problem here. It's a couple of good kills, especially the Enigma kill. You're killing the Omni again. I don't think he really cares that much. But it's the fact that you're playing 2 lanes and the other team's playing 3 lanes plus jungle and Sven. So economically, you're not really winning here unless you're finding big kills. Now this one could be huge.
Yes, indeed. They get off the cold snap, and then Toby comes in with the call. They have enough damage to actually finish him off, though. Boom's gonna have to go in Diz for now. It doesn't look like they have a detection, but finally mid 1 takes a tumble. It's gonna cost the life of Toby, so it's a 1 for 1. But like you said, Viking will take that, especially with all the rotations coming in from OG.
That is a much more impactful kill, and both teams are arriving. Now, in the meantime, there were a bunch of Serpent Wards flat out just taking a full tower mid, so no, it's still not good. At the very least, it just goes to show how effective OG are and how much they're pressuring the map, right? That Viking feel like they need to bring all these heroes to these moves that they're making, but in terms of the efficiency, it's just not favoring them.
Yeah, And mid one top of the net worth right now by a pretty large margin, as he's going to get Demonic Purge. TP support on the wake. Soxa gets off a sheep. Still has Shackle to work with as the tombstone is placed, but it looks like they'll be able to take it out, although Soul Rip is available. We're able to back out now as No-Tail arrived. But there's the GA to keep everybody nice and healthy. The tombstone taken out in quick succession. So nicely done while he was shackled, not able to get off the Soul Rip. And it looks like he will be chased down eventually. You know, on the bottom side of this map, it looks like
he missed.
Continuing. Thompson EMP with 4 stacks of Shadow Poison right now. No-Tail is there. Purification. It's like he will live through the day. Do they have detection for Boom? It doesn't look like it. So after all that,
Radiant's
an Undying dive.
I think somebody else needs to pack a dust here. No-Tail can't afford it. He's looking at 12-minute boots now. He really wants to finally get those. Soxa, Aramis is in trouble. They do have Invoker with good position.
More TPs though. They have to be careful. Mid-one's gonna pop that ult, so God's Strength will provide the damage to take out Aramis on the high ground. Soxa, nice shackle. Boom. Doesn't have his Indus to work with anytime soon. Instead is coming in. Gets off the Midnight Pulse. It's gonna be the cost of Soxa at the very least, but the Black Hole more than worth against Boom's Invoker. So this turns into a mini engagement of a 1-for-2 and OG's advantage, as they try to transition this into a tier 1 tower bot. But meanwhile, Thompson actually did defend the tier 1 mid as well.
Yeah,
I thought that was being
so they covered all their bases, and they're taking advantage of Axe not having dagger yet. All these, like this kind of dive is extremely dangerous if Axe has a dagger, but until that's online, you feel relatively safe. You know the Void left and went top, so going for that play doesn't seem like too high risk of a play from OG in that instance. And once again, nicely done. Thompson was extremely close to death, but Dissimulate came up again. He was able to get out of there. He was 4 stacked from Shadow Poison. 1 more would have done the trick, but Aramis wasn't able to connect it. He resets the fight, gets out, and then they can engage that chase. So OG, keep on building their advantage. Reckon they'll bring some True Sight to the future moves. There's a Sentry on Soxa, there's a Sentry on No-Tail coming on the Courier as well, so I think these Ghost Walk plays won't work anymore either.
Thompson
chasing top. Very nice round
on the way as well. Aramis just gets taken out immediately. Shab with the Chronosphere into the Sunstrike. Not a very high level. This is a Quas Wex, but Toby comes in with that Blink Dagger reveal into the Culling Blade. So it's a 1-for-1 to start things out, but No-Tail might be the Sacrificial Lamb. Again, the second chop. As the chase, they want to continue, but they cannot close the gap in any way. Thompson is in the vicinity as well, but no Astral Steps to work with. He's looking for this 14-minute
Can OG defend this tower? It looks like they're giving it up. The reason I'm imagining it as a possible play for them is that Chrono has been used there, and they have their hero spawning in 5 seconds. Oh, they are thinking about it actually, after all. Seb TPing in, he has Dagger. Shad did not get that. Oh! Wait, he doesn't have Black Hole.
He does not have it. He was very scary, though, that's for sure, but Shad is taken out regardless. Toby looks to be next on the list as Thompson used that Astral Step to a high degree. But Shadow Demon able to save Toby for now. They might be able to turn this. The EMP will not connect on the top, surprisingly enough. But the Shackle will keep Celery in place, but it looks like mid one looking for other priority targets here. So that's 3 stacks of Shadow Poison applied. Question is, does OG want to continue on or not? Seb blinks away, so I'm guessing the answer to that question is no.
Yeah. Celery actually surviving there. Very nicely done. With the, I believe it was a Glimmer Cape from the Invoker plus his own Soul Rip and Stick Charges. And like you said, mid one chose to stun another target. Thought the Undying was going to die there for sure, but didn't clean up.
Just didn't give a shit about the Undying.
Also possible. Definitely possible.
We've seen still many times. It's a 15-minute rune spawn.
This Sven is still getting a very dangerous progression graph in this game.
Yeah.
2,500 gold ahead of the Faceless Void, 15 minutes in.
What do you
that
think
is
of the
almost
build,
200 GPM advantage.
So
going AC
looks like
here?
Assault. Yeah, instead of an Ags, which we'll typically see, or maybe a BKB.
Might be a timing thing where they want to get Roche plus tier 2 and tier 3 towers with the minus armor. It's really good for the Shadow Shaman as well as the Enigma Idol. It's possibly just a lot of value there. I don't see the armor being incredibly impactful this game. If you're against Invoker, yeah, No-Tail. Will you die again? Yes.
Oh, Seb jumps in with that Black Hole onto 2. No-Tail with, he already used the Purification. Here comes Thompson with that burst damage. Boom. Do they have vision? Looks like they'll get him with the Astral.
Awesome counterplay. Super good.
For nothing. No-Tail lives through the day. Seb Gonna get Heavenly Grace. Looks like Shad will at least finish up Notail, but the Guardian Angel is popped. But the Soul Rip is enough to finish him off. So Guardian Angel, unfortunately for OG, is wasted.
Oh, Shad's gonna farm here?
Himself.
Oh, never mind.
Chronosphere gonna chrono both Undying. That's how worthless he is, apparently, according to Shad right now. But Soxa, he's gonna get chopped down by the initiation from Toby. Here comes mid one. The nice Stormhammer. The cleave is out of control. They're gonna be able to find one, make it two, and Celery should make it a clean 3. The double kill for mid one. Thompson getting the third. Staying around a little too long in the enemy jungle for Viking.
OG are slamming them, man. There's not... Yeah.
I have a trivia question for you. Is this the right time for it?
Okay. This is the time.
Team fight where you're about to analyze. I'd like to give you a trivia question.
Okay.
So there was a hero in this game that Notail was known for, like iconic, the mid hero for him in Heroes of
Shadow Shaman, Hollywood Priest.
Damn! That's how I probably told you this a million.
Radiant's
Old
top
man.
You're an old man. You forget what you said yesterday.
Hey, man, Toby.
Where am I?
Available. Smoke. Reveal. Doesn't use the blink, though, to catch Soxa, but finally able to find space.
All right.
And the chop again, so 5 kills for him. Not able to find Seb, though.
Oh, they find Shad. There's Axe on Void Spirit.
Oh,
Double silence.
yikes.
Oh, maybe not.
Big
Mystics.
kill.
is under attack.
And he does get off the time dilation.
Oh,
Well,
now Thompson is awkward.
Armis.
Awkwardly
Do
placed.
a lot of damage. Thompson just TP out in the face.
Oh, the cold snap.
Oh, the cold snap from afar. Looks like Toby did end up going down to mid one in the end there, but Thompson, another Astro Step in 2 seconds, so it looks like he'll be fine as mid one just continues his rampage.
Dude, the amount of space, though. The fact that he doesn't die there and forces double TP just makes this top place so easy for mid one and Seb. When Void gets jumped like that, your instinct on any support play there is to try to save him, right? So they bring... Well, they didn't bring a support except Shadow Demon. Undying wasn't much help there. But they brought Invoker as well for help. And he still manages to get out of that. Just the Heavenly Grace, his natural elusiveness, and the lack of damage that these heroes have on Viking when they catch him there. They just can't punish him enough. I thought for sure he was going to kill Void, but nice stick charges at the very least. Stays alive. Cost him 2 teammates on the other side of the map.
The next label play. The next label play. The next label.
OG with that 9k net worth lead as the tier 2 neutrals are starting to drop for OG specifically here. AC is done for mid one. I believe you mentioned that. Obviously the Ag is all ready for Thompson. And Setso looks to be the choice here, but Seb taken out in the meantime. Nice, another smoke gank here from Viking. I feel like they're doing a pretty good job with that, but see if they can get away. As Thompson jumps in, the silence continues onto Armis. It looks like he's going to live through the day. Gets up the Demonic Virgin in tow as well as Soxa. Gets the shackle onto Toby, but he's going to live for now as Thompson stuck inside the brunt of the damage. But the GA is going to save him. It does for now, and he just gets away with a sliver of HP going down this Battle Hunger, but it's a relatively low level right now. So it looks like he will bottle through that. As mid one, going to get help from the 8th and Remnant, but just in time, the time walk for Shad. Mid one, creates enough space to dodge the EMP. The Stormhammer connects, but here's the counter initiation again from Toby with that Blade Mail, but there's a Chronosphere now. Onto 2 heroes, just a sliver as Soxa runs right into it, but Shad just did 0 damage on top of all that. And just like that, 3 have died in this engagement. And it's going to be 4 very shortly as the silence continues. They have no counter to this Resonant Pulse Ags. And now into a Roche. That still has Black Hole throughout all that. He died at the very beginning and was able to join his team towards the end of that engagement.
I know you love your Ags lists.
Yes.
Where do you place Void Spirit Ags right now?
I'd have to reorganize. I think I did it before Void Spirit had it.
You did. So just gut feel. How good do you think it is?
In all honesty, if you compare it to all the other Ags and you're given it for free, it's probably average. I know you're gonna hate that answer.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Ags are really good in Dota in general.
Yeah. I think this Ags is one of the absolute best. There's a reason you see...
I look at Snapfire, and that's like a top 5 probably, right?
Yeah, Snap is incredible too, but the amount of impact you have when you just collect this item on Void Spirit is absolutely insane. Look at the plays he can pull off. He's literally jumping into 5 heroes and just killing them.
It's quite good, I will say.
Average play by Thompson with average item.
Toby gets off the call. Looks like Seb will fall again, so neither will get that black hole, but it doesn't matter. Thompson's just destroying everybody. He doesn't even have the Deso yet. So finds both the Invoker and the Undying. Another Astro Step. I mean, just continues his rampage. A triple kill for Thompson. They can be able to turn this into a potential tier 2, or at least some damage applied to it. Still the Aegis intact for mid 1. Alright, so average is like 60, right? Let's say 40. It's in the 40 range.
Oh my god, it's definitely top 10.
Top 5? You say top 5?
I said definitely top 10. I would probably put it top 5.
Top 10? I don't know about
Probably do that
that.
too, honestly.
I mean, we can do the next list together if you'd like.
I'll probably pull my hair out.
Number 1 is definitely Lifestealer, by the way. The save potential is unreal, let me tell you. But yeah, Aegis still there for mid 1 as he is working towards an Abyssal Blade. I believe he has the bash already. Probably being delivered right now. In fact, it is. So 14k net worth. This is unfortunate. A stack denial. Unless they stack them themselves, I'm not sure. They've had
Thompson's literally 1v5 right now. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, that's typical.
Now it's 2v5.
Top tower is under attack.
Not able to finish off the Undying quite yet. He's already expended all his Astral Steps, so put himself in a precarious spot. In the meantime, Axe gets up a nice call. It's going to end up being a trade, 1 for 1, but again, Viking will take that.
Just any other player in the world do that. I mean, OG, obviously, they had the outpost, so they were ready to make that connection play with it, but he burst all of his escapes and mobility spells into a position 5, and he missed the last Astral Step, so he didn't get the Undying. But they still trade 1 for 1. And OG don't care. They're just going high ground.
Yep, this is going to be a tier 3 at the very least. They don't even have a Fortify to work with. Probably go for Rax if they really want to force it, but of course they don't have the Void Spirit, which is a huge part of their team fight right now with that double silence that you've been alluding to so often. Tornado's going to purge a little bit off there, but looks like OG will just reset. Still have that Aegis, but I think it's going to pop by the time they want to end up fighting again, most likely. God Strength and another minute. I mean, again, I'm not saying Void Spirit Ags is bad. I'm just saying, like, typically you don't see a Void Spirit go this ham when they get Ags. But he just got it so early. In my opinion.
Yep.
Humble opinion.
Everyone is allowed to have their opinion.
That's fine, Cinderin. Oh, all right.
That's another death.
This
is a big kill.
Yes, and they still have the Stormhammer to work with. Although you use mathematics, there's a black hole onto the Undying.
They got him.
They really hate that disgusting zombie. But either way, that's 3 dead. No buyback on the Void, so that should open up a set of bottom racks. They do have a little counter potential with the Blink, Blade Mail, and whatnot. And still waiting for this wave to come in. But mid 1, I mean, he still has his ult in a couple seconds if he uses it here. And they can get mid racks as well. It is open. They cannot go for megas. He's just going to get the melee and run to the tier 3. Void is up in 15, has Chronosphere. But again, like with this build, very defensive. Blade Mail, or sorry, Hand of Midas, Black King Bar, and 0 damage to work with. So this will be 2 racks. As Celery gets destroyed. That is the Desolator Thompson now. Oh, the silence prevents Toby's Berserker's call. That is truly unfortunate. Oh my God. But Jesus, boy, dead again. He just revived, young man. Jesus, get out of here. OG looking primed to take this series 3-0. Mid 1 still has the Aegis. Looks like he might consume it here. It's going to be close in terms of the timing. Toby gets a nice call onto 2, but only 2 remaining members of Viking are standing. And not for long, it looks like. Thompson.
Oh, he missed.
Goes into the fountain as per usual. GA a little bit late. Might have been out of range as well, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
GG called, and wow. Viking lose 5 games in a row, Cinder. I don't... Kind of insane. I was not expecting this.
They didn't really stand a chance today. That's what it looked like. They actually just got flat out outclassed in every game. I love OG's approach to the first two games. I really love what they brought to the table with this aggression. It's like they've done their studying on their opponent and how they lost to VP, and then they're like, how can we abuse the same weakness? And